You're right, lads, this is the Geordie Jedi here. Today, we're back with the A3 mini-series. Got AA's conference next. Now, this is probably one of the most important conferences for me personally because, well, I kind of love EA. That's a weird thing. I give EA so much shit on FIFA, but and I think loads of people do, but when you actually think about it, they do make some good games. You know, Battlefield 3. Let's not count 4. Although Battlefield 4 has become good, it just the fucked up right at the start. You know, I do love FIFA really. It's a love-hate relationship with me in FIFA. It's Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Need for Speed, of course, Mirror's Edge, Star Wars: The Old Republic for me personally. There's also Battlefront, so fuck them. Get on with the list. Mass Effect, they did the very first thing they did was the Mass Effect trailer for Andromeda. This was the most disappointing thing for me because I thought that Mass Effect was coming out this year. I thought it was our holiday 2015. It was holiday 2016, and I was so disappointed. I so wanted it to. I was expecting it to be this year. I didn't do me research. I thought, you know, after a year after Dragon Age, I thought they'd be able to do. But then again, if Mass Effect, or it's called Mass Effect Andromeda because of the Andromeda galaxy. If it comes out fucking brilliant, I'll happily wait an extra year. Mass Effect 3, they rushed out quickly, and the ending, well, the ending was shit anyways. Even after they did the extended cut to solve it, it was still shit, but it was better. Showed off Need for Speed, looked alright. It didn't really jump out for me. It didn't look much different than like SRS. If you ever played Street Racing Syndicate on the PlayStation 2, which was meant to be some company's answer for Need for Speed, it didn't work really. It was like that. It didn't look special. I know they were trying to take every, you know, parts of every Need for Speed there's ever been, all the good parts, and put them into one game. I didn't really see it. It had good customization. That was about it. Old Republic expansion. This was interesting because I played Star Wars: The Old Republic quite a bit. I couldn't make sense of the expansion. The sort of cinematic trailer of a new sort of faction, shall we say. You know, there are two brothers. You know, one was I assume one was aligned with the light side, one was aligned with the dark side. It didn't really make sense whether you took over from one of them. You know, you chose which one either to follow or to become as your person. It didn't make a huge amount of sense. It looked good. It just didn't make. They didn't really explain what they were doing. It's free for all subscribers though, which I will give credit. That's quite good. Then they showed off sports like NBA, but I don't play AA's NBA. I play 2K because honestly 2K is just better. Madden, couldn't give a fucking shit about Madden. Honestly, I don't care. Hockey looked interesting. You know, you had the fights, but no, again, not really something I'm gonna buy. Showed off FIFA a bit, which see, they got our hopes up with FIFA a bit. I mean, they showed off. It was new defending, which was when all your defenders were a bit more together. They all worked together. They all moved properly. They were a bit more intelligent. And also they improved the midfielders a little bit and improved the strikers a little bit. Specifically with apparently fancy shooting when you could do overhead kicks and massive volleys and that. That was something we want, and that is something I want. Apparently they've decided to improve that a bit. Be nice to see. Be interesting to see. And then they showed new. They said new way to play. Now I thought, oh cool, you know, new career mode, you know, a new way of playing FIFA. No, they meant the fucking women's teams. I've never done a video for the women's national women's team, but I should have done, and it's a shit idea. It's not that I don't want it. It's kind of, I'm happy seeing the women's team because I know that women's football, it's underrated really. It'll never be as good. Well, it might one day. It'll never be as good as the actual Premier League. They'll never be able to beat the I suppose the men's leagues. So I wouldn't even put it with the Championship. That's no offense really to women in general. That's just the way it is. Eventually it'll improve. I know there's some Brazilian lass who's meant to be a little bit like Pele, their version of Pele. But New Wave, I'm sorry, it's overhyped fucking massively. I'm happy to see it. It's good. It is good to see the women's teams on FIFA. But when you say new way to play, got our hopes up, thinking new career mode, new way of playing Ultimate Team, women's national team. Oh, yeah. What am I to do with that? As I say, it's nice to see. It's just, honestly, in the end, it's useless. I mean, how many FIFA players as well are going to use the women's national team? The only thing that people might be tempted to do is do a player career mode. Oh, well, you can't because it's the national teams, isn't it? Do ultimate team. It's national teams. Can't work. Doesn't work. Can't. Well, maybe do manager mode, but I mean, it's international. Nobody ever manages only international. So what was the point? Yeah. The only it's a gimmick. To be honest, it's an absolute gimmick, and it's not even women football players' fault that it's this way. See, if you brought in the clubs, because there are obviously women's clubs. You know, there's Newcastle Ladies, there's the big ones. Arsenal have a pretty good women's side, as I recall. If they brought them in, maybe you could do like a player career mode with a woman and try to get her to like, probably their version of 95 overall is probably about 82. That's the thing as well, is that, you know, if they do bring them on an ultimate team, the best player they've probably got is somebody who's probably about 79 overall. If they really judge them as the judge of the males, you've only really got about 79 overall at best, and I don't think that'd happen either. So that's a little bit of a rant over with. Mirror's Edge, interesting. I think they're going for more open world feel, or certainly a little bit more less linear world. Anyways, never played Mirror's Edge, the first one though, which was a shame. I would like to. Then, the last and the fucking biggest news. This saved EA's conference, to be honest, because the Mass Effect trailer was now really in the end of it. Need for Speed couldn't care. Old Republic expansion was interesting. FIFA was just fucking bullshit in the end. Mirror's Edge was a bit interesting, I'll grant them that. And the Battlefront gameplay trailer, holy shit, that saved EA's conference, because Battlefront, I'm sorry, if you have not seen the trailer, fucking watch it. Sony did their own trailer with the Horde mode, which looked good as well, but they did a Walker thing with Hoth, where the rebels tried to stop the Walkers, the Empire obviously tried to help the Walkers, and you just shot between persons, and then you went into the actual Walker, then you went into a Speeder, took down a Walker, you then went into a TIE Fighter that took down the Speeder you were previously in. You did some dogfighting, which actually looked amazing. And then you ended up on the ground after the X-Wing was shot down. You were a rebel. You then moved forward, you know, you did a little bit of trench fighting, a little bit of close quarters, now it's special. Then you saw the rebel trooper, you know, you look for him, he's by himself, he then gets force choked, you're watching him, turn around, Vader. This is all pre-alpha gameplay footage, so this is actually what it looks like nearly what it looks like in game. See Vader strikes his lightsaber, shit. You're Luke Skywalker. You then charge through Empire soldiers, slashing them, using the Force, blowing them away, and then you take on Vader. And honestly, looks like the best game, but so far, by far, I think Battlefront, especially after that trailer, Battlefront's my most anticipated game. Because, I mean, the only thing I really hope is that EA don't fuck it up by doing what they did with Battlefield 4, which was when they made perhaps a good game, but EA was a bit glitchy, which they solved in the end, and also server problems were huge. I really hope that they solve this. If the game got held back a month, you know, instead of, I think, December, it was January it came out, fine. Fucking fine. I couldn't care. I want a good game. I don't want you to rush it out and fuck it up. But in general, I think EA have learned the lesson on that front. You know, they've made the mistake with Mass Effect, and then they made the fucking mistake with Battlefield, and then they made the mistake again with Hardline, so I'm sure they've learned the mistakes by now. Anyways, that's it for the EA. Probably one of the better it was certainly one of the more interesting conferences. Ubisoft had a good conference. Sony did better than Xbox in the conferences, but I think EA probably won it. And the funny thing is, they only won it on Battlefront. Honestly, the others are nice information, but it's not really much. It's been a Geordie Jedi. Leave a like if you can, it really helps. Subscribe for more videos. I'll see you later.